Coach Pollock. We teach criminal justice here at the school. Our level 1 principles of law, we have 2 sections of that. Level 2 course is a more hands-on look at law enforcement specifically. And then our level 3 class is our law enforcement 2 class, which a majority of that is hands-on learning skills that you may use down the road within law enforcement. Our level 1 program, our big capstone for it is our mock trial that has been really successful over the last couple of years.
I'm Misty Jones. I teach the health science courses. The first one, the beginner course or introductory course, is the principles of health science. They learn anything from infection control to taking vital signs, your blood pressure, all of that good stuff. And it pretty much just brings them into the next course, which would be your sophomore junior course, which is medical terminology. And that's where they learn all the different terms and we break it down. It really helps them with anatomy and physiology, which is the 3rd course that I teach. And anatomy and physiology, of course, is all about the body and the functions of your body. And then the last course is health science. That's my senior course. That is the course that my students can actually get a phlebotomy tech certification. So we actually draw blood, do blood sugars, things like that, and practice on each other. And they really enjoy that. We do specimen collections and things like that.
Hello, my name is Amy Garner and I teach the business courses here at Hardin-Jefferson High School. My first course that I teach is Principles of Business, Marketing, and Finance. And just like it sounds, we're touching on business, marketing, and finance. So it's an introductory course. My next course I teach is Business Management. We look more at the management side in business. I have 2 semester courses. First semester is virtual business, and that's kind of like an entrepreneurial type class. My global business course looks at companies that want to go global and all the factors that are involved with that.
I'm Trisha Malone. I teach the graphic design classes here as well as the AV classes, both the principles of AV classes as well as our Hot News production class, which is the upper level of our AV classes. In the graphic design classes is where we learn from the very beginning how to start putting together aesthetically pleasing projects using platforms such as Adobe Photoshop, Canva, and other sources that we have available to us here. In audio, video, or AV classes, we learn how to use more complex programs like editing programs for editing videos, such as Adobe Premiere Pro. We use iMovie some to do that as well, but we like to focus on those kind of upper echelon programs like the Adobe, because in the real world, those are the kind of programs they're going to need if they're going to go into this line of work. The principles classes is where we learn how to begin editing and how to begin doing interviewing and processes like that. And then they move on to the production classes, which is where we run the Hawk News. In the Hawk News broadcast, we like to include things that are entertaining, skits and packages that the kids put together. We also, of course, like to include things like interviews and packages that we do that revolve around things going on here at HJ, highlighting things going on in the classrooms, as well as any accolades that our staff or students receive throughout the year. We have lots of sports here at HJ, so we spend a lot of time covering all things sports. We go to the games, we get footage from the games, we make highlights, we do introduction reels for the kids, and of course we cover our Hawk hecklers.
Hi, I'm Coach Fogo. I'm currently teaching pre-engineering, Rocket 1, and Rocket 2. A little bit about what we do in those classes. In pre-engineering, all of our students are exposed to general engineering terms, design concepts, and getting into the design loop, which is coming up with a problem, solving that problem, and overcoming obstacles that pop up along the way. For our Rocket 1 kids, we take those skills learned in pre-engineering class, and they're tasked with building a 1 pound, 1 mile rocket, which means they need to build a vehicle capable of carrying 1 pound, 1 mile high. It's really easy to go really high. You can put a big engine in something and go as fast or as high as you want. To meet a set objective becomes really hard. You have stability and drag and all of these different aerospace terms that you have to experiment through and process. And sometimes the math is a little bit advanced of what the students have. And so there's a lot of problem solving that comes into that. Our Rocket 2 class has a different challenge. After they've built a 1 pound, 1 mile rocket, they're then tasked with building a rocket that can break the speed of sound. When you go in a transonic realm, you have lots of forces that can act on a rocket, and lots of times those rockets kind of turn into confetti in the air. So the strength and the engineering behind designing those becomes very important due to all the forces that those rockets see. They're also tasked with staying under a 1.5 mile ceiling, which makes it very, very, very hard. 2 is more geared towards the fabrication and building, whereas Rocket 1 would be math and concepts.
Hi, I'm Melissa Jones. I am the culinary arts teacher here at the high school. I teach Intro to Culinary Arts. In this class, the students can get their food handler's license, which is needed to work with food if they want a job at Sonic or Carrabba's or anywhere. And then I also teach Culinary 1, which is the advanced double block class. That means that they come for 2 class periods. It's more in depth. In this class, they have the opportunity to earn their food manager's license. So with a little experience, they can actually run a restaurant. Very helpful for when students get to college. FCCLA is our student organization. Through FCCLA, the students are offered opportunities for community service in the neighborhood, throughout the community. Next year, the students will be able to actually participate in STAR events, which is the competition at regionals, state, and national levels.
Hi, I'm Melinda Fortenberry. I have the Family and Consumer Sciences classes. I base my programs on Family and Consumer Services. I have the Child Development program, and I also teach the Human Services classes, and I have a culinary class that I help out with as well. In Child Development, the students are learning from birth all the way through early childhood, and then they're learning the stages of development and growth. Human Services is a program that includes all of the career paths that may follow, where you assist people, you provide a service for the consumers.
I'm Rhett Moore. I teach Principles of Agricultural Science and Advanced Animal Science. Principles of Agriculture deals with the intro level classes to which the students get to see the little bit of everything: the animal science, the plant science, soil science, ag mechanics. The Advanced Animal Science, we have a certification in animal science. Also, I teach ag mechanics. Certifications there vary. There's fortunately lead into welding, but you can lead into tractor mechanics and other things such as that. But you can go, it will prepare you for the workforce directly after high school. You can do a 4-year degree in the various degrees of ag. There's ag business, there's animal science, there's ag mechanics. I believe it's called ag engineering now. There's also plant and horticulture.
My name is Callie Hansen, and I teach floral design, small animal management, equine science, and wildlife and fisheries ecology. So a little bit about my classes. My floral design class, we learn the fundamentals of floral design. We did a couple of big projects in the fall. So we did our very first homecoming mum sale. We also did the flowers for the homecoming court. We did decorations for the dances. And going forward, we're doing flowers for all of the senior nights for the different sports. So we've got to be really plugged in to the main building while teaching students the fundamentals of floral design. Small animal is just a 1 semester class that we taught in the fall. So students learned about different types of small animals such as dogs, cats, birds, and poultry. We did a bigger unit on working farm dogs, poultry. We're actually still working a little bit on poultry right now because a student very graciously brought us some eggs to hatch. So that's going to be kind of a full year type of thing that we're doing. This semester, those students who are in small animal management before are in equine science, so that's just going to be a class focused on horses. Right now we learn a little bit about the horse industry as a whole. We're learning about saddle and tack care, and we're also making halters as well. Both of those classes kind of incorporate some vet med type things in there, so students can get certificates in that. And we also have students competing in a vet med contest. All of our vet med students are either in small animal or equine science or have been in one of those classes. All of these students who are in our ag classes can be members of the FFA chapter, so our FFA chapter is growing.
Hello, I'm Dan Jones, the welding instructor at Hardin-Jefferson High School, and I teach Introduction to Welding, Welding 1 and Welding 2. The way the program's structured is in the intro program, we hit a lot of basics and fundamentals to get the students ready to break out into the next two courses, which are 2-hour courses where we really hit the training hard on trying to get them skilled enough to get a job right after high school in the welding industry. Students participate in a series called the Texas High School Welding Series, where they go and these are certification events, industry-based certifications in the welding industries at different levels, and students go off-site and have to take a weld test, and if they meet the requirements of the governing welding codes and they meet the inspection criteria, which some of them are visual inspection only, but most of them they have to meet X-ray quality welds, and they can achieve industry-based certifications. And there's so many different levels that they can achieve. So my goal as the teacher is to get them as many as they can before they graduate, so it has a lot more tools in their tool bag to help them get a job.